Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. We have made it to the well, it could have been the enjoyable show of the week, but it is certainly not anymore. It is now the intent. It's one of the intense shows of the week. As we head towards NXT TakeOver Orlando the night before WrestleMania, the mood has been shifting and swinging about here in NXT. It has been confirmed during the week as well what the main event of NXT TakeOver Orlando will be, and yes, it does involve that man there, as you see, Coren, who later on tonight will have a piece to say about his opponent, about the man who he faces at NXT TakeOver Orlando. And apparently the NXT committee were forced to put in this match card or else feel the wrath of Coren. But there you go. He's going to be coming up later on tonight. And yeah, you don't need, if you've been watching for more than a week, you don't need to be a Scientologist to know that who he's talking about. But before we get to that, we're going to kick things off here tonight big time with this match up here. As you see, a rematch from NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Big return last week for the Big Show from his injury. And he made it on Pete Dunne and Kurt Angle. Knocked out Pete Dunne with a KO punch, but tonight the NXT General Manager has decided that he goes one-on-one against Kurt Angle to see if at NXT TakeOver San Antonio he could have won and could have walked out with the NXT Global Championship. See if that'll be happening. That's an interesting one, but then we get to the main event, and it is what could be a very interesting main event. Two aces of their own right going one-on-one. The ace of the Super Juniors in Kushida, and the ace himself. The ace of the universe, as he was known, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Yes, no surprise here. Tanahashi will face Coren for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Orlando. It is set in stone. It is going to happen. But tonight, Tanahashi is going to look to get a win under his belt. It has been said that Coren cannot and will not attack Tanahashi post-match. We have his word, whatever much that means. So tonight, we will see Kushida and Tanahashi one-on-one. But before we get to all that, let's go back. Let's wind it back and go to Big Show and Kurt Angle. Well, let's get to it with no interruptions, no waiting around. Let's go. This is going to be a very interesting one between these two men. As I said, it's a rematch from NXT TakeOver. These two men do not like one another. Make no mistake about it. These two men have fought to try and become NXT Global Champion. And on more than one occasion, and on the occasion where it happened, neither man got the real win over the other. Kurt Angle won by disqualification, but that was not what it was about. It was about the intervention of Pete Dunne into the mix. And we saw it last week in this very spot on the card as well, with the NXT Global Championship matchup between Dunne and Angle. They were going at it. It actually looked as if Dunne was about to close in on winning the title. It looked like he was going to hit bitter end, and boom, that was going to be it. Pete Dunne was going to be the new global champion. But Big Show made his return, made his way down the ramp, and I gotta say, at some speed as well, given his age and his height and his weight as well. And clocked them both, laid them both out, and then went after Pete Dunne. Laid him out with the KO punch. Dunne is here tonight. He's in action actually right after this, which is kind of awkward for him. But he is going to be, I think, keeping himself to himself after seeing what Big Show did last week and just letting himself chill on the way to NXT TakeOver Orlando if he's going to be there. I think he should be. But in the same breath, so should Big Show, because neither man lost their match against this man. Kurt Angle's last two title defenses now coming by way of disqualification. Although more so last week's was called a no contest than anything else. But Angle heads towards the ring here. He is looking determined and motivated as ever. Non-title match, of course, but that does not mean that Kurt Angle drops a level of intensity, because he does not. It is the same intensity that you will get at any moment, at any time. And that is always going to carry through. Kurt Angle feeling pretty good about himself here tonight. He has faced, as I said, he's faced Big Show before. He knows what it's like to take on this man. He knows maybe his strengths and his weaknesses against this man. But also Kurt Angle will know his strengths and weaknesses against, will know the strengths and weaknesses that the Big Show has against him. I don't think that the strength is something that Big Show can play on, because we've seen Kurt Angle in their matches be able to pull out his German suplexes, and on more than one occasion as well, his angle slam. We'll see if that'll make a difference here tonight, though. The bell rings to get this one underway. How are they going to look to go about it here? Oh, well in Kurt Angle's case, not too well. He may have been hoping for something else there, but got clocked big time with that knee. Big Show coming out right away. Looking for the hard shots. Looking to remind Kurt Angle of what happened at TakeOver. Big reversal there, though, by Angle early on. And here he goes now with his shots. Kurt Angle reining in there. You saw how many punches it took just to phase the Big Show. And he's still standing there as normal. Big Show bats it away. Oh, God. Oh, what a counter by Angle in the early stages. He's feeling it already. And Angle feeling business. Calling already. The straps went down. But the lariat quickly followed by Big Show. Angle counters here, and we're seeing now how important this match is to him. When the straps go down, the business side of Kurt Angle comes out to play, and is coming out to play right now. Here come those shots again into Big Show, but he barely moves as a result of them. Let's see what he can do here. Kurt Angle has come out with the intense mind right from the get-go here, but Big Show using his strength to his advantage there. Didn't get the first gorilla press, but got that one. Let's see what Big Show will look to do here after wearing down Kurt Angle a little bit there, going after the arm, trying to make sure that he can't... He's doing it again. I think he's trying to make sure that Angle can't lift him. Oh, he's going to have incredible, that's what I'm looking for. He's not going to have the balance to lift him. One shoulder's going to be well able to lift him more than the other. But he's still kicking out very early on there, signifying to Big Show that he's got a lot of work to do. Big Show goes back to that nerve grip again. Angle getting up to his feet here. And punching his way out of it. A big uppercut there to send Big Show down there, who retreats to the apron. Angle feeling pretty confident in himself right now. Could we see something big from the Olympic gold medalist? He plays it safe and hot shots him to the outside. Probably for the best, in all fairness. Brings him back in the ring, though. Shows that Angle is all about business here. All about trying to use the big moves for victory. Face busting him there, and Big Show's busted open. Big Show is bleeding as a result of that big move. Angle sees it and keeps on capitalizing. Same move again being struck. That hard shot, though, did little to do anything to phase the Big Show. Look at how quickly he walked to those ropes there and hit that stun gun. Busted open or not, won't stop the Big Show from using all of his power to good measure. And again, back to the nerve grip. If Angle wanted a hope of slamming him, it's not looking that good for him. Is he going to lock it? Look at, it's tedious, it's slow, and in some ways it's boring, but it's effective, what he's doing here. It works. Big Show lifts him up here and sends him into the turnbuckle. Oh, face first he goes as well. No such luck for Angle. Oh, gets the body of Big Show thrust into him there and sent flying across the ring. And once more, he goes back to that nerve grip. I would be surprised if Angle has feelings within that arm right now. He's got to be going numb from the effect here the Big Show is laying into him. The cover and the counter follows. Angle still able to kick out early. He needs to get out of that seated position. He needs to stop sitting up. It's costing him big time here. That arm is fading away from him very quickly, and Big Show knows it. Big Show with a spear now. He's trying to use a technical mindset to overcome Kurt Angle here, and it may well work. Sidewalk slam. Angle ain't moving. Oh, boots him in the face this time. No nerve grip for you. Kurt Angle counters and is able to hit a dragon screw there. Uppercut to bring him back down, but that had to hurt coming from that arm as well. The arm that Big Show has been working on, and maybe it's Angle saying that you haven't done a good job of it, considering he's able to swing for the fences there. Angle going top rope here, looking to hit big. Frog splash misses. Big Show gets out of the way, lifts him up to his feet. And Big Show now, oh, down there in the ropes with that alley-oop bomb. This is looking like it could end it. The knockout punch. He got him with it. Big Show is about to get a huge upset here, maybe. 1, 2. Big Show just beat Kurt Angle. And he did it by his own 2 hands. The Big Show is your winner in this one. How about that? The Big Show beats Angle, the global champion, defeated by the world's largest athlete upon his return here. That has to set some wheels in motion regarding the NXT Global Championship and regarding what is next for it as well. Big Show returns and looks like not only has he not lost a step, but as a matter of fact, he's gained some in his time away. If Pete Dunne wants to assert himself back in this, I wish him the best of luck, because he's looking tough to beat right now, is the Big Show. Well, that's a big upset here, I would argue, even though Angle, even though Show is the bigger man, defeating the champion is always an upset. We're going to move on, though, to our next contest here. I talked about Pete Dunne. He's in action next against Shelton Benjamin. So now we move on to this next matchup here. This one could be a bit more of a more wrestling-based matchup. Certainly could be very hard-hitting in its own right. There's 2 guys who are not really too fond of one another. Certainly 2 guys who are fond of themselves, though, and want themselves to succeed over everyone and everything else. Shelton Benjamin and Pete Dunne here, one-on-one. Neither guy really, I mean, in the case of Shelton Benjamin, a guy who's always got that great talent that he possesses, a guy who's always got the ability to go forward, but just is unable to go forward. He's unable to get to that level where your Tanahashis, your Corens are. But that's where Benjamin's potential is. He is someone of the talent pool of a Kurt Angle. Whereas Kurt Angle, though, has decided to make the NXT Global Championship prestigious, Shelton Benjamin has not been able to hit those heights. He's not that kind of... For whatever reason, he just has never been able to tap into his potential and be a main eventer. However, that could all change maybe. This is NXT for a reason, though there are so many talents around here who could really, be there to try and take his place, and this could be one of them. The Bruiserweight Pete Dunne would love to try and perhaps take his place away from him. We've seen Dunne being involved in the Global Championship picture. We've seen him want to go around there and try and take that belt away from Angle. We saw it take over. We saw it last week. And I wonder what his reaction is to what he saw here tonight. How does he, how is he feeling about Big Show beating Kurt Angle? Does that inflict worry within the Bruiserweight? Does that maybe change the mindset of the Bruiserweight? Does it really make that much of a difference to the Bruiserweight in any way, shape, or form? Something tells me in the mind of Pete Dunne, no, it doesn't. Even though it is a very big victory for Big Show and a big defeat for Kurt Angle, if the Bruiserweight isn't the one doing it, then it doesn't matter. That is Pete Dunne's MO, and I think that really carries weight in this Global Championship saga. Even though Big Show did just beat Kurt Angle, don't count out Pete Dunne from that situation just yet. I do believe that there is still unfinished business regarding them, regarding those parties. But as for right now, Dunne has to focus away from the Global Championship and on to Shelton Benjamin here tonight. Certainly could be a... certainly I think is going to be an interesting matchup. And I'm looking forward to this one here. Keep your wits about you, though, because Pete Dunne will certainly not be afraid to break out a dirty move here or there to try and gain an advantage. And look at this, both men shaking the hands. I think that might be a bit of mental mind games played by one another there. Both looking to try and get in the other's head a little bit and be like, oh yeah, we'll have a good match. But then the moment the bell rings, they abandon that and go after hurting one another. Off the ropes, there goes Benjamin. Shrugs off that elbow, though, and hits Dunne with a hard forearm. Same can be said by Dunne, though, who counters whatever he was looking for with that as he leapt in there and caught him in a front face lock. And going after the leg early on here is Pete Dunne. Not a bad idea. Let's see what else Pete Dunne's got in mind here. Taking his sweet time with that powerbomb was Pete Dunne. And Benjamin is already rolling out of the ring. And look at this. Dunne is telling him, come on, get back in the ring. Air of a cocky conscience there from Pete Dunne, and he's showing why. Big time German suplex, and the bruiserweight gonna go up high here. I think he did the same against Angle last week. Uncharacteristic for him, but he breaks out a moonsault there. Didn't get all of it though, has to be said. Oh my god, though, he's getting all of those stomps into the chest of Shelton Benjamin. Come out with a rough playing game against Benjamin, that's for certain. And he's not granting him any chance to hit a move here either. See what else Pete Dunne will try for. Again, Benjamin able to counter it. Bringing him in here, double underhook. Oh, what a landing there by Pete Dunne. Incredible agility there by the bruiserweight to hang on. Double knee gutbuster there. And he's looking to try and make a mockery now of Shelton Benjamin. Up in the powerbomb position. Down with it as well. Into the cover. And an early kick out though by Shelton Benjamin. Oh! Can you kick out earlier that though? Can you kick out earlier your next move when you just had a forearm drill you from the bruiserweight? The hard shots now of Pete Dunne are coming out to play, and you're noticing a slip off here from Benjamin. He's not able to handle this right now. This is what I was on about with Benjamin. For all the talent he possesses, he can never utilize all of it. He's always making errors, and a man of his caliber should not be doing that. Dunne is making him pay for it. Dunne, went for the step-up Zaguri, countered by Benjamin. Benjamin now, great strength there for that double-legged takedown. Has he got something else planned here? Yes, he has. Suplex on its way. Dunne stuffs it, punches him in the gut for good measure. Oh, Benjamin ran right into that forearm and into bitter end. Quick moves by Dunne. Oh, but Benjamin kicks at it too, and Dunne looks irate at that one. He thought he had it, and now he's making Benjamin pay even more for kicking out. Targeting the arm here now of Benjamin, tearing at it. Look at the way he wrenched it back there. Oh, that looks painful. Without a doubt. That looks like a hard move. Great agility there, though, by Benjamin. Flips out of it. Hammerlock here and caught him with that elbow. We see now, can Benjamin bring something out to try and defeat Pete Dunne here? He's had his number throughout this match, but now the technical wrestling, the close quarters almost for Shelton Benjamin is where his advantage is coming into play. Hard drop kick in the back there. Benjamin feeling a wave coming over him to try and get himself in this matchup, but there's that forearm again by Pete Dunne. Benjamin clawing himself up to his feet there. He needs to get something going, and something going fast. Elbow in the face, and look at how confident Pete Dunne feels. He is totally in his element here. All over Shelton Benjamin right about now. Benjamin, though, looking to deny his opportunity of having that double underhook suplex there. Clutching his back, and look at those blows there. Into the back again and again. And now Benjamin goes after the arm, much the same as how Pete Dunne did just a moment ago, returning the favor, it seems, for what he just did. But he locked it in an awkward angle and wrenching on it as well, but Dunne is able to fight his way out here. Punch in the gut. Stumble a little bit to both men. Looking for a slam, denied there, and Dunne has him again. The forearm in the face. Follows through. Bitter end! And you can assume this one's over. 1, 2, 3. A second kick out was not on the cards. The bruiserweight is victorious. Shelton Benjamin did try, but in the end it just was not enough for Pete Dunne and his hardcore style of offense. Too much, too fast for Benjamin to have a chance of withstanding. All that talent that Benjamin possesses again, unable to use it all to his advantage. Pete Dunne, just too much. If Big Show was to get the win over Kurt Angle, Pete Dunne just reiterated that he is not done with that business. Big win there for Dunne in his own way, and we'll see how that means and what that means going forward. But as Dunne hopes for another global championship opportunity, and I think he should get one. Coming up next, we got a woman who has confirmed her opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver. Tessa Blanchard, the #1 contender, goes one-on-one against Mickie James. And, this is going to be one of those matches where, you know, don't expect the word respect to be rolling around the place, because in the case of Trifecta and in the case of Tessa Blanchard, respect simply does not exist in that mindset. It is non-existent. It is a, you know, is there even respect within Trifecta? Maybe I don't know, but there's certainly no respect for Mickie James in the mind of Tessa Blanchard. Blindsiding her before the match. I'm getting deja vu from this one, because I'm sure Blanchard has done this one before to Mickie James. The #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship she is, and she is going around with acts like this to a veteran of the business like Mickie James, to someone as respected and as looked up to as Mickie James is. Cut to there to James early on, but, you know, is it really much of a surprise given what we've seen out of Trifecta as of late? Especially with the heinous actions of a few weeks ago. Seeing Santana Garrett go from being a crowd favorite upon her NXT debut to what she did the following week, joining Trifecta, it was not a pleasant sight. And right now, this beatdown of Mickie James is not a pleasant sight either. She didn't have a moment to recover, but here we go now, the veteran-like instincts of Mickie James kicking in, and she's finally able to make a counter. Can she spin this match around for herself? No, she can't. Sent into the... Oh, God. Sent into the turnbuckle. A flying forearm and a basement drop kick that follows. Tessa Blanchard has gone it alone here. No Trifecta at her side, but she is still performing and sending across the same message as always. Beating down Mickie James here. This is getting difficult to watch. Single underhook DDT. We know what's next. Tessa Blanchard, with the element of surprise, has been able to tear apart this woman. And Mickie James crawls away. It's smart, but it leaves her right. So the moves again of Tessa Blanchard, double underhook suplex there. She's dismantling this woman pretty quick, but it's the element of surprise that played a big part in it. Can she get the same on Kairi Sane come NXT TakeOver? She flattened her a few weeks ago, and now she flattens Mickie James with Magnum. 1, 2. Ugh. This is not a smart idea. This is not a smart idea at all, Mickie. Stay down. Please stay down for your own health. Tessa Blanchard certainly does not care for it. Flies into it there, though, does Mickie James. She is firing herself up now. Neck breaker, or at least she hoped for one there. Countered by Blanchard. Double underhook suplex, and comes into the cover after it. I'd be surprised if Mickie kicks out, but she does. And there's a neck crank to follow up after it. She's done a lot of damage already to the head and neck, and now she goes after the arm, wrenching on it here with an arm bar. We've seen a lot of this move this week, and Tessa Blanchard looking to try and get a surprising submission victory to her name. But Mickie James denies it. Punches her way out there and keeps going. Mickie James trying for something there, but Tessa Blanchard not interested in it. But Mickie James able to still counter. Drop kick to the back of Blanchard there. Fair play, I thought this one would have been fairly cutthroat and been over by now. Quick and to the point, but Mickie James is really fighting her way out of this one. Lifts her up a little bit there. And looking for a suplex here. Can she get her up for it? Indeed she can. Mickie James is still fighting now. James with a cartwheel kick there. And she may look for the DDT to bring her victory. Can she? Oh, no, she can't. It's denied and a forearm shot. Rake at the back as well. And there's a standing version of Magnum. Mickie James caught off guard by it. And the same may happen for Kairi Sane at NXT TakeOver Orlando. Job done for Blanchard, I think. 1, 2, 3. Blanchard, your winner over Mickie James there. This could be the next NXT Women's Champion. Tessa Blanchard looking down at Mickie James upon her victory here. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's Blanchard doing? What is Blanchard doing? No, 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 no. Blanchard's got a chair. Someone stop this. Someone get help for Mickie James here. Blanchard wants her to do this. Trifecta want her to do this. This is too far. Here comes Kairi Sane to the rescue. Sane pulls the chair away and charges after Blanchard with it. Blanchard retreats away from the action there and does not look best pleased about it. Sane, though, if not coming to the aid of her friend, at least coming to make sure that Blanchard doesn't take out another soul. Well, even though things are only being said in the ring between the two parties, make no mistake about it, the actions certainly are speaking for themselves in those occasions, and we just saw a bit of that right there. But we're gonna move on from the NXT Women's Division to this now, a tag team matchup between four members of NXT who have all been having a bit with one another, who have all been, so on the sides really of the tag team matchup, who've all been picking on the other side. We've seen it 2 weeks ago with Mike Kanellis even, and Tyler Bate, and of course we know at TakeOver now that we're gonna get No Way Jose and Big Cass in Falls Count anyway. But we hear, of course, from the wife of Mike Kanellis, Maria, who's at ringside and who is very inspirational to Mike Kanellis' gear, why he did what he did 2 weeks ago to Bate. And of course, Maria said that it's because Kanellis believes that Bate is overrated, doesn't deserve his opportunity, hasn't worked for his opportunity like Mike Kanellis has. And she would show him in due time that that is how NXT is run, that is how they take care of NXT. And if you don't like it, well, you can go on your way. Certainly not a very welcoming message from the husband and wife combination, but that is what we have seen there. And here comes the man who introduced Mike and Maria Kanellis back into this, back into the spotlight a little bit, back into a ring. And here on NXT, Big Cass back at TakeOver. San Antonio was originally supposed to face No Way Jose, said he couldn't do it, and instead was able to get Mike Kanellis to fill in for him. That's exactly what happened. Kanellis, of course, went on to beat No Way Jose, but he will not be at the side of Big Cass when it comes to that matchup at NXT TakeOver between the two, as he is looking a little preoccupied right now of his own with Tyler Bate. But here comes the man who Big Cass is preoccupied with, and who he of course will face in. Fair play for two guys who are, not really your typical, I guess the term, the term to use would be indie darlings, like your Matt Riddles and your Pete Dunnes and Tyler Bates even. These two guys are certainly bringing a lot of bad blood and are certainly bringing a lot of people on board when it comes to this feud. No Way Jose and Big Cass set to do battle once again, and I don't see any way that Cass is getting himself out of this one. This is the second time now these two men have squared off in tag team action. The last time actually No Way Jose was teaming with Matt Riddle, and it was Riddle who I think tapped out Big Cass on that occasion. No Way Jose made sure to remind him about it in his promo a few weeks back where he challenged Big Cass. As the time has gone on, it has been confirmed that that match is happening at TakeOver, and I am very much so looking forward to it between these two men. For as polar opposites as they are of one another, certainly when it comes to business in that ring, they have no problem with getting into it. And we'll see just what will happen when those two men collide in just about 3 weeks from now at NXT TakeOver. But we know, of course, that he will not be alone in this one. We'll know Wwe Jose. He's got someone to work on his side. He's got someone to look forward to teaming with. If Pete Dunne can be seen as a dark light on the pride of Britain on British strong style, then this guy can be seen as the shining light. This guy can be seen as the bright light of the British strong style, of the guys who are over, of course, on my side of the pond, making the name for themselves and making British wrestling what it hopes to be, and that is Tyler Bate. Wherever we go, this guy is always getting the, there's always discussion about this guy. And especially when we come to NXT as well, the crowds are on the side of Tyler Bate. They want to see this guy succeed, as do I. I love the natural fire that Tyler Bate possesses. I love his attitude. Always ready to give 100% wherever we go. Let's see what will happen in this contest here. Interesting that Big Cass and Mike and Maria are on other sides of the ring there. Not really getting a very group vibe from those two, but Maria will be at ringside for them. Wwe Jose and Bate going to be standing by one another. And we see here Jose wanted to start the match, but Big Cass did not. So instead, Mike Kanellis will start this matchup here. The two guys, the two sides who are getting a little bit of action with one another, not going to be facing each other one-on-one. Instead, it's going to be one from each party. And the longest reigning ECW champion showing his worth there early on, but Wwe Jose showing a little bit there. Look at that, Maria asserting her role right away, telling him to get up to his feet. 235 days, Mike Kanellis was ECW champion. The only other world title reign to last longer was, of course, the one of Bobby Fish, going 390 days as champion. It seems as if Big Cass is hungry to get himself in here. He sees a fairly weakened Jose, and he's going to look to capitalize on it. Tag made, and we got a little bit of a prelude here to take over. Wwe Jose crawling there. Perhaps just trying to find his way back up to his feet, but denied by Big Cass. And Cass pays for it because Jose's got him now. And he's able to go right for him. Singly facebuster there from behind. Reverse. Lifting reverse DDT. Big Cass in a little bit of trouble there. Wwe Jose does his piece and tags in Tyler Bate. Oh, but I was about to say, look at that counter by Big Cass, but never mind. Look at the strength from Bate for that German suplex. Great bit of work there by Tyler Bate. Now, can he capitalize on it for his team here? Face first into that turnbuckle again and again. He'll go into it now. Big Cass counters the very last one and sends Tyler Bate into it in turn. And from behind there, he grabs him, throws him into their turnbuckle, but Bate not going to let the tag happen. Big Cass, though, almost forcing it too. Maria, you see, they're cheering them on. And a lovely quick power slam by Big Cass, asserting his prominence there in this matchup. Tag made here by the former man who, of course, is in a tag team with Enzo Amore, left him behind to become the man that he is today. And is now teaming with Mike Kanellis in his own right, former tag team specialist as well, former ECW tag team champion with a certain Adam Cole. Look at that counter, though, there by Bate as he finally gets his hands on Mike Kanellis now. Bate looking for something here. Half and half. Suplex up and over goes Kanellis. In a bit of a precarious predicament he is in. But able to get his way out of it a little bit. And look at that. Just a straight jab in the face there. Mike Kanellis now sends him. Irish rips him into the corner, getting him away from Wwe Jose. And looking to, looking to rain down some punches. But look at how quickly Bate pushed him away there. May pay for it, though. May have been looking for the pile driver that we've seen him execute. Countered there by Tyler Bate, but couldn't get out of the way of that super kick. Bate now looking to crawl to get the tag into Wwe Jose. And he gets it. Cass couldn't hit that leg drop. Jose is in here. And he's going right after Big Cass. Lariat, shoulder tackle. And all countered by Big Cass at the last moment. Short arm clothesline. These two men lock horns again here, both feeling some wear and tear in this matchup, but Jose looking a little bit fresher. Gets that third shoulder tackle, and Maria getting a face involved in this one now, but Big Cass can't capitalize. He's still down here. Jose couldn't find anything to do there to Cass, which was a little bit weird. Left himself wide open for that move there. Maria moving a little bit there. What is she looking to do? Going under the ring and, adding a steel chair into the mix here. Meanwhile in the ring, a tonic drop big boot combo. Maria arguing with the referee here, allowing Mike Kanellis to nail No Way Jose with the chair there. Ref never saw it. And that could well do it, maybe. Chair right in the ribs. Cover that follows. Count after it. Oh, Bate misguided himself there. Went for the ref, but... went for Kanellis, but hit the ref. And that has left No Way Jose in an even bigger predicament now. Struck with the chair. And Mike Kanellis is looking to take full opportunity of it while the referee is down. Throws the chair out of the ring so the ref can never see it. What he does see though is the tag, making Big Cass the legal man in this one. And Cass has seized No Way Jose down and weakened. East River crossing. He got him with it. Cass into the cover, into the count. And it's saved by Bate. Kanellis and Bate going after one another now, but what a lariat there to bring him down. Jose still ain't responsive. Tag made again here. Kanellis back in now. But No Way Jose, he just ain't moving. No Way Jose though, still fighting. Even though he got decked by that steel chair, he still ain't letting him put it down. Atomic drop now by No Way Jose. But look at that there by Bennett. He brings out a quick counter. Uses it to his advantage. Super kick in the gut. Oh my god, what is... Oh no, it's the submission here. It's an Anaconda Vice applied. It's returning the favor. Mike Kanellis has it locked in. And after the chair shot to the head, it's no surprise that Jose tapped out. Mike Kanellis gets the submission win there over No Way Jose. Big Cass is elated with it there as he stood on the apron. But the assist goes to Maria on the outside for the steel chair across the head. For getting that chair in the ring and allowing them to use it on No Way Jose. Bate could only do so much. And we saw that there. But we saw how much it took to put No Way Jose down as well. That could be a warning to Big Cass. Come NXT TakeOver, you've got to do all of that and maybe even a little bit more to put away No Way Jose and prove you're the winner. Kanellis and Big Cass, your winners here, but I don't think that'll change momentum too much given the way in which they won it. So with that being said, even though Big Cass and No Way Jose is set for TakeOver, I think there is still some unfinished business between Bate and Kanellis. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to move on here. It is time to hear the words of the NXT champion. He knows he's facing Tanahashi at TakeOver, and he takes great pride in it. What and where does Coren go, or what does he have to say? We'll find out in a matter of moments. The NXT champion is up next. Here he is in stark contrast to what we saw of him last week. Last week he was running for the hills from Tanahashi. Tonight, the same can't be said. He looks confident, he looks cocky as ever, and of course, he celebrates that, and celebrates him being the NXT champion as well, even if he doesn't carry out the belt. Probably the laying out of Macho Man and Matt Hardy of these last few weeks coming to his mind as well. Coren quick to avoid that though and talk about Tanahashi. Get straight to the point at hand. Tanahashi to him is weak, fickle, begging to be broken down and destroyed just like Okada was. Coren will take pride in being the one to do it. Every time this man speaks, I feel a shudder go down me. I feel myself, just the hatred I have for this guy, and The way in which he talks about himself, the way in which he bigs himself up, and you see it there. He killed Okada. Okada is but a shell of his former self. Tanahashi will be the same. And if you want to talk about killing folk, if you want to talk about tearing apart folk and making them not even a shell of their former selves, but not even a self in its own right, look at what he did to Macho Man. Tanahashi, take note. And Coren again sends that last chilling message to Tanahashi. Bring forth NXT TakeOver, for he welcomes it greatly. Macho Man, Rat Hardy, Kazuchika Okada have all fallen. Add Tanahashi to that list. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Always watching, always listening is the NXT champion. The ego cannot be amassed. It is at its peak. And I really, really hope at NXT TakeOver, Tanahashi drains him of his ego and drains him of that title. Coren's chilling threats of his that he likes to send, he should know who he's sending it to. He is sending it to a man who has heard them all and then some. He has heard them to a man who has had every threat under the sun sent his way. He is sending the threats to a man who was stabbed in his past. Does Coren really think that a verbal stabbing is anything close to what Tanahashi has been through in the past? I sure hope not, because it's not the case. Tanahashi is better, and stronger than Coren is estimating him to be. And if Coren needs a reminder of that, look at last week when he ran for the hills from Tanahashi. That's all I have to say. At NXT TakeOver, between those two, man, it's going to get brutal. It's going to get physical fast. It is looking to be a stacked card, that one is right now. Just left to finalize the bits on the NXT Global Championship and see what's going to happen. See if the NXT GM decides to add any more matches. But right now, it's looking pretty damn good as a TakeOver. May even be the strongest TakeOver yet. And this man will be hoping that if he can't get on this TakeOver, that he can get on the next. KUSHIDA, King of the Ring semi-finalist, was defeated, of course, by the eventual winner, Kenny Omega. But it was still a strong performance for him. He eliminated Rich Swann and looked pretty damn good in both his matches on that night. Showed that he can hang with the big time, with the big guys. But so can this man, as he was in the final 4, I believe, of this year's Royal Rumble. Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course, who made his way out as a part of missed my point there, as the NXT surprise entrance. Tanahashi certainly took pride in that. Eliminated Brock Lesnar, might I remind you, before being eliminated by an old rival and eventual winner in Kazuchika Okada. But we move on here to not the past, but the present and the future as well, which of course is NXT TakeOver Orlando for Hiroshi Tanahashi and his match against Coren. It's going to be a big one between those two. Whereas, of course, both matches against against Okada rather, for Coren were hardcore matches in some right, and Extreme Rules at Toronto and TLC at San Antonio. I think this one's going to be a much more relaxed matchup. Well, relaxed in the terms of, you know, there's not going to be a chair being cracked over someone's head every 15 seconds. But it's going to be a hard-hitting match. It's going to be a match that is going to hurt, because you can tell that, you know, Coren hates everyone. Tanahashi does not have respect for that man. It is going to be a damn good showing. It is going to hurt, I think, for both men, regardless of who wins. I want Tanahashi to win, but I know how dangerous Coren can be. Well, we had Coren's word earlier that he won't intervene in this matchup, so let's hope we just get a solid main event here between Hiroshi Tanahashi and KUSHIDA. As I said earlier tonight, the aces of their divisions for some time. Tanahashi, as he was known as the ace of the universe. KUSHIDA was seen upon as the ace of the Super Juniors, or the junior division rather, should I say, for a great deal of time. And judging by the in-ring talent that he has possessed and has brought to this universe, I can see why he was given that accolade. Yeah, you know, this is a matchup that you wouldn't really have seen back in their former place of work, but here at NXT, NXT General Manager looking to bring out the very best matches that he possibly can. Take a look at this now. Tanahashi here. Styles clash. Interesting. Paying homage there to the now #1 contender for the ECW Championship in AJ Styles. Up to the top rope goes Tanahashi here. Not thinking high fly flow just yet, but Kushida very close to him there. And ducks under it there. Look to try and drop kick him out of midair, but didn't get it. Does get that Saito suplex though. And Kushida, look at the speed in which he goes up to that top rope. Moonsault doesn't get it. Tanahashi now looks for that Saito suplex again, and again it's evaded by Kushida. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Tanahashi goes down, rolls out to the apron here. Oh, this is going to be dangerous if Kushida decides to stick through with what he has planned. Kushida dropping down, and oh! Aggressive in his own right there. Senton splash off the apron. Fast pace so far from the time splitter. Those shots in the face there by Kushida now. Certainly not underestimating this high-level matchup, even if it means him going to some uncharted waters, you know, some far more aggressive waters. Kushida wants the win here. In the ring we go here, though. I liked how Kushida just stood back and allowed Tanahashi back in the ring. Gotta be, Kushida's got to be aware of everything that Tanahashi has done for the Japanese style of wrestling and even wrestling in Japan as itself. Look at that, though, by Tanahashi. Snap German suplex. God, where did that come from? I don't know. That was way too quick to even think about. Attacking the arm now is Tanahashi. Interesting. Looks for something here, but is stuffed by Kushida. Back and forth really going between these two men here, and I'm liking it so far. Kushida showing he can indeed hang with Tanahashi. Great powerbomb there, and a cover that follows. Right now, NXT TakeOver has almost been put aside for this moment here with Tanahashi. He's just here to put on a really good match with a really fine talent in Kushida. Cradle Samoan driver there, or as it used to be known, the Cradle Shock. Look at this here now by Tanahashi. Submission, sits down on the arm, tears back at the face of Kushida. He looks to quickly get out of that submission, and indeed he does. Kushida also looks to quickly go to the top rope. Tanahashi a long way away. That ain't stopping Kushida, though, from hitting that drop kick and going for the cover right after it. Tanahashi's leg, though, in the ropes. Very fast-paced and back and forth so far between these two men, as they look to get the better of one another to try and become the winner. Hard punch in the gut, but look at how quickly Kushida acts there with that drop kick. And Kushida now, again we see it here, that arm lock being stitched in. Tanahashi, it was the other, I was about to make the point about him wrestling so many matches with a partially torn bicep, but that was the other arm. That arm that he has the wrap on there, whatever you want to call it, that was the one that was previously like that. So maybe not the best decision there by Kushida. Suplex, elevated suplex neck breaker by Tanahashi. That is why he is the ace, always able to do stuff like that. Sling blade now. You know what's next, though. Don't disappoint us any longer, Tanahashi. Give us the move that we all want to see. But maybe he wants to beat down Kushida a little bit further. Maybe he thinks it'll take more to finish off the time splitter here. Or maybe he's using it to show Coren that he has the big guns ready for him come that date at TakeOver Florida. Sorry, TakeOver Orlando. Lovely move there, though, by Kushida. And if Tanahashi won't go to the top rope, he'll go to the top rope. A little bit of fatigue as he clawed himself up there. Went for a corkscrew moonsault and missed it. Tanahashi allows him back up to his feet, though. Great bit of respect. And here goes the work on the leg. The best man to ever execute the dragon screw, and you see it there. Tanahashi feels it now. Are we going to see it? Kushida might be done for. High fly flow by Tanahashi. 1, 2, and 3. Tanahashi puts Kushida down with high fly flow. Will he put the same down? Will he put the same move down on Coren? and become NXT champion and take over Orlando? God, I hope so. And for the first time in a long time, it is so glad to see this show close out without any Coren interventions, without any disgusting actions from that man. To see Tanahashi strut the guitar and celebrate. That is a sight for sore eyes. Well, there he is, your #1 contender. Will we also be saying the next NXT champion after WrestleMania weekend? Lord, I hope so, is all I can say for Hiroshi Tanahashi. It doesn't matter who goes against him on most occasions. I will pick against Coren, but certainly with a guy like Tanahashi, I've got to go with him. Can only hope. Anyway, that'll end this episode of NXT. Thank you guys for watching. See you for Raw, and of course we are getting well on the road to WrestleMania. You can feel it heating up around here. So many matches decided for WrestleMania weekend. I only hope that we can bring the best WrestleMania that we can possibly bring. Anyway, that ends episode of Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.